What is up YouTube, it is Matty and this is exciting. It is a brand new series I'm kicking off. Now there is a second series that I've kicked off which is all about how to 3-star with hogs. However, this is all about Laloon and how, why, and basically analysing it deeper. I'm going to break it down into a section of videos, and each series is going to have a special focus on a different element that to hopefully strengthen your knowledge in every area, ultimately to be able to make you a better, more rounded player that can use a variety of attacks. So Laloon is a major attack that's still being used by Town Hall 9s and Town Hall 10s. Obviously it has had certain setbacks with the release of the first air sweeper, then the second air sweeper, and this, that and the other. It has had a slight buff in the fact that obviously you got haste now, and you've got an additional spell if you say that poison sort of replaces lightning, which you never had before. So yeah, you know, it's still usable, and at Town Hall 10 as well. So Laloon was clearly born when the new troop, the newest of the troops I think it is, the Hound came out, and yeah, since then the strategy has been born. There was a lot of variants that were tried, spam Laloon, penta Laloon, all that sort of stuff, but there's one that's stuck and it's called shattered Laloon, and that is the most common Laloon attack strategy, and I'm going to talk, and that's really where the focus is going to be on throughout this series. So why does Laloon work? Let's have a look at some of the troops involved. So the first thing we're going to look at is the loon itself. I'm not going to cook it, I'm going to analyse it. So 545 hit points, 162 damage per second, but don't be fooled by that. Each bomb drop, it might take like a 5-second round trip to drop a bomb, but each bomb hit is going to be around, I can't think actually, it's about 800 or 900 or something like that. Judging by it, it'll take a cannon 2 hits, and the first one will take about so it's about 800 hit points per bomb drop. So if you look at that, a cannon, and it does obviously the loon does splash damage on its death as well. So what can I was going to say, what can a loon take down on the initial drop? But going back to its general stats, if you look at an air defense at Town Hall 9 as well, it's going to do 280 damage per second, and it probably shoots about once every 1 point something seconds. So you'll find that within 2 or 3 seconds, maybe 3 or 4, an air defense is going to take down a loon. So you know, loons haven't got a huge amount of HP. That's why sort of hounds complement them really well, because it's like the golem of the air world. So yeah, loons, they have to be over the top of a building to drop a bomb on it. Obviously they target down, they do splash damage as well, particularly when they die. However, so if the queen is actually sat next to defense that the bombs are dropping on, the queen will die. I'm talking about obviously the enemy queen, the defending queen. She can get hit as well. They 5 housing space just like hogs, but they are slow. They're very slow units, and this is the biggest disadvantage of them. You need rage spells or haste spells to move them into battle to actually make them effective, because otherwise they're so slow, it'll take too long for them to travel around the map to get on top of the defences to drop the bombs. Now let's look at the other main troop in this, which is the Hound. So he is a tank, 6,200 hit points, huge. Damage per second, he's got barely anything. He's not there to do damage, he's there, and he targets air defense, so the Hound will literally go and sit on top of an air defense. And what's the loon's biggest threat? An air defense. So with this guy going on and sitting on top of the air defenses, it gives the loons free reign to take other defenses down and move towards the air defense to ultimately take it down. The other thing is obviously if the air defenses are set back, which in most spaces they're not on the edge, because that would be stupid, because you could just take them out with basic troops. You'll find that because they're deeper in the base, when the Hound travels to the air defense and sits on top of it, it's going to distract a whole host of other defenses en route as well. They're quicker, they're twice the speed of, if you saw loons were 10, they're twice the speed. Obviously housing space, they are 30, which is the same as golems. They do target ground and air units. But the biggest thing about hounds, the reason why they've become so popular, is because when they die, they produce pups, 10 pups. And these pups are the things that become the cleanup in the Laloon raid. So loons do help on cleanup, and they're particularly good for taking down storages. But pups, they've got a much higher damage per second than the actual hound itself. If you see, it goes from 12 to 35, but you get 10 pups per hound. So if you got 2 or 3 hounds in the match, then that's quite a lot of cleanup produced for you. So you'll actually find, whereas sort of opposite of hogs, where timing can be an issue a lot of times, in Laloon, if you do it right, timing isn't actually that bad. You can be alright, but these things die quick. So the idea being, you need to take down the defences and let the pups live, so that by the time all the defences are down, the pups are there to clean the whole base. So those are the 2 main units. Now, like I did on the hog video, if you haven't seen that, I suggest you do, because it covers the same sort of fundamentals. There's some units that also come in key. Now, what are the biggest threats? Okay. Firstly, I want to go, this series is going to cover how to scout a base, how to decide, is it Laloonable? If it is, how are you going to do so? There's certain elements that need to happen when you take down a base. Now, one of those things is certain things need to die, because if you just throw loads of hounds and loons in, the odds are you're not going to get very far. While I'm sort of talking about this, I am going to throw up a couple of videos to highlight what I'm talking about, and see if I can put a bit of value and explanation towards it. But the simple fact is, at the start of a raid, before you try and Laloon it, you want to make it as easy as possible, and the way to do that is to take a couple of the air defences down, take the clan castle down, and take the archer queen down, because the main threats to a Laloon raid are the air defences, the queen, air bombs, and seeking air mines, and the expos. And the clan castle. Those are the main things that you need to worry about. Now, the first raid I'm going to show is done on base number 7 in this war by Savoni, and let's just have a little look at the base. Okay, so this is standard sort of base you find in most clans these days, similar sort of caliber. It's an anti 3-star base. Town hall's not centralized. The guy doesn't care about giving away 2 stars. It's designed to try and stop the 3-star. But what you need to do is to try and take down these some air defences in the process. And what you do is you create what we call a kill squad. The kill squad is a bunch of units that are normally thrown at the start of the raid with a set task to take certain things down. Now, in a Laloon raid, you're going to definitely want to at least take down 1 air defense, preferably 2. You're definitely going to want to take down the queen, because if you don't take down the queen, she'll kill the hounds, she'll kill the pups, she'll kill the loons faster than you can blink. And the other thing you want to do is, preferably, if you can, now if you can take 2 air defenses of the queen down, you're set, and the clan castle, obviously. If you can get anything extra to that, like taking down expo, wizard towers, arch towers en route, then you're just adding value to that kill squad. I'm going to teach you how to funnel, as in get your heroes into where you need them to take down those defenses. I'm going to teach you how to build the army, how to customize your army specific to the base, how to plan the actual attack in terms of which angle to come from, which direction, the pathing of the loons, how many loons to drop where, and it's all going to come down to the base review. The elements of fine-tuning that raid, last minute considerations before you go into attack, and then the actual execution of the raid itself. And this is where, you know, rage spell, heal spell quantities are going to come into play as well. So each episode is going to have a different focal point. Those are going to be the main topics, and as I said at the start, the idea at the end is that you come away with a huge knowledge and the ability to then start using that to 3-star. So what you can see here is an example raid. Now, Savoni's dropped a golem down, and he's dropped a couple of wizards down as well, and the queen. And the objective is, the queen's going to start moving south. He knows the pathing. She's going to start going down. The wizards are taking down a couple of defences, but they're creating, they're doing the job of funneling, where they're removing certain buildings that could make the king or queen or golems or whatever go the wrong way. Now, he's also sort of dropping in a couple of wall breakers to open up the base. Now you can see here the queen's moving around the right way. This is all based on the pathing. The CC have been pulled, but they're going to target the golems. The king's in there now, and you can see that everything's moving in where he wants it to. Both air defenses are now down. The queen's down. The clan castle are about to go down. So for that kill squad and the start of the raid, if I'm going to pause it here, look, he's now taken down everything that he needs to. If he can get that expo, that's a bonus. As I said, if he can get a sweeper as well, that's another bonus. But from what he's done, he's successful in his first part of the raid. The queen's dead, so she can't do any damage. 2 air defenses are down, and the clan castle. So there's not many things other than traps and obviously the defenses themselves that can bother him now. So moving into the next portion of this raid, the queen's taking down the gold storage, but then she turns on the expo and does take it down. Now you can see the first hound, he drops in at a really long angle across the base to sweep it around, and the second hound he drops in as well, and the third hound. So he's got all 3 hounds down early. But look at the loons, the way he's dropping the loons, targeting individual defenses. They're not getting targeted after. The loons, barely any have been even touched so far, just a little bit on splash damage. Hounds have now, the loons got to that first air defences. He used a rage spell to pull the loons in towards the air defences, look, and he's just dropping the remaining loons around the base, coming in at all different angles, because loons have got such a high travel time that you need to make them as efficient as possible with the shortest distances as possible, and he needs to get them on the expos. Notice he used the rage spells near the expo as well, because it's got such high damage. If you can get a few loons with a rage on it, you'll take it down far quicker. And now, coming up to the end of this raid, he's got his pups, he's got a couple of wizards down for cleanup as well. You can see one at the bottom there, one at the top. Hasn't even needed to use his poison spell. Pups are cleaning up, and you've got a few loons cleaning up as well. The raid was clean. It was a very good raid. And I'm telling you now, 9 times out of 10, the failure of Laloon raids are a failed kill squad, or just incorrect sort of loon hound timing on the drops, or dropping the wrong amount of units down at the wrong part of the raid. So being able to get that part of it right is key, and I will go through that in this series. The next and final video I'm going to show in this episode, just to give you another taster, is a raid done by Bing, and let's have a quick look at the base. Now we're going to go up a level, so let's have a look. We've got 2 air defenses next to the queen. Whenever you're looking at a base, if it's Laloonable, see, I'm going to start talking you through the whole process. This is an overview video to give you an idea of what the series is going to be about. But you can see here, he's going to use his kill squad to go in, get those 2 air defenses, the queen and the clan castle. He's going to use a rage spell, and he's going to use a jump spell to help him get to that compartment that he needs to get to. He can jump straight over the walls. If he places the jump next to the mortar, and he's going to use a rage, because it's either going to be a hound or it's going to be a dragon. He broke through the wall, then jumped in. He's done it the safer way. Queen's going to take the enemy queen down, look. King's been sort of raged in, and he's going through now. The queen's, because she's sat in rage, she's going to take the dragon down quickly. She's then going to take the other buildings down quickly. She is getting targeted, but look, because she's under that rage, she's been able to take everything down so quickly. 2 air defenses have gone down, and now the Laloon starts. The hounds coming in from those different angles. They're there to soak up traps initially. The reason they're coming in from those long angles is to soak up those traps. I personally would have dropped a single loon down on that cannon, by the way, at the bottom side of the base. He looks like he missed that. Loons are now moving through. Hounds are moving through. He's still got a couple of loons for the back end, look. So whether he's going to drop one down by that cannon, or whether he's going to actually use both on the right side of the raid, I'm not 100% sure yet. See, he dropped. Did he drop 2? It looks like he dropped 2 down there. I'd have only dropped 1. You only need 1 if there's 1 defense down there, because it will just sit there and it can't die. But look, the raid is now basically over. The loons, they've survived because the hounds were doing the tanking. The wizards and the pups are doing the cleanups, and that's it. So you can take down max bases with Laloon, not a problem, because it's just about getting the timing right, and this is why this series is going to be so fun for me to do and important in my opinion, because It shows you how to do these 3-star strategies, makes you a better war player, more valuable to the clan that you're in. If you're in a clan that's not very good at war, learning these sort of strategies, practicing, getting good at them might get you in a better clan. Or you might be happy just 3-starring with your friend, learning to 3-star and then war with your friends in whatever. But being able to, trust me, 3-starring is a hell of a lot more fun when you can do it. And that's what I'm here to teach you guys. So I hope you're pumped up for this series like I am. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I would say you need, you know, medium. You need at least level 15 heroes to be able to start thinking about this sort of raid, and it depends on the base to how high heroes you need and how high troops you need. So yeah, obviously, hope you guys are going to enjoy the series. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited to watch it with me? And yeah, let's get ready to go on a journey. Subscribe to the channel to keep yourself updated on when I'm uploading these videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.